Shalom, 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 shalom. Good morning, family. I come to y'all this morning with a little, sadness in my heart, but joy in my heart at the same time. Um, because I don't know if y'all watched the news or not about those four young people that were actually shot up or shot at in Mexico, kidnapped. I think I think it was two young ladies and um, two young men, and I think the young men were actually killed, and one of the young ladies was shot or injured, and the other one was not. I posted a picture of it, and I put a little caption up from Revelations 18 because some people contacted me on Facebook, and I went to the young lady's site, and I seen the young lady's site, and I thank the Father that they've been returned, man. I thank the Father that they've been returned, and she came home safely. The ladies, I'm so sorry for the young men, and our people who believe that we're black people, they don't understand that we the original Hebrew Israelites, and that this system and this thing is America was put together by Yah to destroy us, to punish us for being out of alignment with Him. And the only thing that's going to save us and get us back in order is to get our original heritage back. We came over here saying Kumbaya. They make fun of us all the time about Kumbaya. Yeah, we came here saying that. You know what I'm saying? The old maps are starting to be shown where it shows the kingdom of Judah, where Benin was at, where Benin is at over in Africa. It's starting to show, these old maps are starting to surface. Okay. And there's a lot of records to prove that we are the Hebrews. Like, plus you got the curses in the Bible. You got certain specific signs that the Father left on us in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68, where he said we would be scattered and sold in ships all over the world. And so, like I said, I went to the young lady's Facebook page, and man, all I mostly saw was her involved with a lot of drama and all about grinding and making money and warfare and prideful stuff. And so I'm not saying anything against them or anything. I'm just saying that I saw no mention of God. You know what I'm saying? I saw no honor given to God. And I'm just telling our people that when you don't have a higher power, something that makes you respect life, something that makes you, that says do not kill, that says love thy neighbor as thyself, the result is what you seen happen on that video in Mexico, man. They got shot down and thrown on the truck like pigs to the slaughter, man. You know what I'm saying? So people, man, we got to get back with the Most High. We got to become the holy people again. And the Father, He allow us to see certain things like in our time, okay? Like, she got beautiful children. And so then we got beautiful children. So like in the Revelations 18, say I sit a queen, I'm no widow. Everyone who's without the Most High, without God, is a widow. And it said nothing shall come to us. So America and everybody's starting to feel that way. They don't need God and all that. And so it said the destruction shall come in one day. Now, supposedly they went over there for her to just get some type of surgical procedure done, more than likely a tummy tuck or maybe a butt lift or something. But man, you gotta just gotta do things the natural way, man. Change your diet, eat right. Things like that. Hold on one second, P family. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second. Let me set some things. I got these alarms going off because I'm doing my day trading right now, and but I just had to make this video because it was just touching my heart. So just give me 1 second. Let me shut these alarms down real quick, so it won't disturb my train of thought. Okay, I think I got them. Okay, and then okay, let me go back to y'all. Okay, yeah, and so then she had the beautiful young children, and so going over to get a tummy tuck. stuff like that, or whatever she was going to get, or whatever they were involved in. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. It's a bad situation, and what I'm saying is that when you don't have the Father moving with you, you know, God on your side, man, we might as well become the holy people that died for righteousness. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna die, die for righteousness. Die for trying to make the world a better place, not because I'm trying to get money or vanity reasons. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing to really die for. Okay. And it's a lot more things I really want to cover. I got to start writing my points down because I get on here and then in my mind I forget the points I really want to make. Um, and so then, you know, like destruction, because like America and everyone is turning their back on the Father. And He's not gonna let these things just go like that. So it says destruction gonna come in one day. So He says in Revelation 18, "Come out of her, my people, because she becomes the habitation of every hateful bird and every foul spirit." Okay, and we got and that picture was just, it let us see in one day. I mean, just boom, their life is just over. Like, wow, man, it's just just it breaks me down, you know. And let me say something else to our people. I left a link. It's a link in the description down there. Okay, I want you to read the description because I cover some things in the description, especially about this feminist movement that's going on, about how they it started. I know the women believe it started with them and stuff like that, but it actually started with a man, Edward Bernays, and the family planning thing started with the Germans, Margaret Singer, to get rid of the undesirables. Okay, and so and Edward Bernays, he deceived some women, five white women in New York City, to start smoking cigarettes. Okay, he told them that they were torches of freedom. But who do we know that smokes cigarettes that's free? You know what I'm saying? So he deceived them. You know what I mean? He told them they were torches of freedom, and he started to part. You got to watch that video in the link. Make sure you go to the description. The description. Also hit the subscribe button. Go to the description and hit that video about Edward Bernays and listen to it and play it a couple of times. I wrote a book called "Is Sugar Good for Your Teeth?" where deception is sugar and teeth is well-being, and I have him in that book, Edward Bernays, and I got the campaign he ran, "Cigarettes Make You Thin and Sexy," and all that. So he got the women to start smoking. He got them to start doing something where they believed it empowered them, but it was something that they did to destroy them. You see what I'm saying? And it's caused millions of people's their lives. You know, children being born unhealthy. That actually cost my father his life. And like, ladies, I'm gonna tell you something else. Because men do foolish stuff, okay? They want to smoke. Don't follow them over the edge. Don't try to be like a man. No, because like Paul said, because I'm able to do anything, everything is not edifying to me. Okay? Everything's not edifying to you. So don't follow the men off the edge. Okay? And let me explain something else to y'all. Hebrew thought, the Bible was written in original Hebrew thought. Okay? Hebrew thought, was translated into other language, but original Hebrew thought is different from Greek thought. All right? The nations are running off of Greek and Roman thoughts right now. And so Hebrew thought is where if you ask somebody about a pencil, a Hebrew about a pencil, he say it's something I write with. You ask a person under Greek thought about a pencil, they tell you it's yellow, got a red eraser, all the adjective things about it, right? So when the Bible uses the analogy of the rib, okay, because that analogy of the rib is a lot deeper than people think. Because you got to think in the book of Daniel, it says that the bear had three ribs in his mouth. So that lets you know that it actually goes to all the way up to a nation. But I'm going to break it down to the lower part, dealing with just the women, okay, dealing with the woman, the every body of a man, okay, because like Uncle Sam is a man, okay, he got his seeds, he got his sperm, he got his ideas. You see what I'm saying? So Uncle Sam is a man. So Israel was a man also. All right, Adam was a man also, and so his part of his body Adam the head, the woman, the ribs were the women of the community, right? And so as a ribs work in the collective, right? Together. They're all connected to the spine. They work together to protect all the vital organs of the community, right? The children, what they eat, what ideas, what culture goes into their minds, what they're taught. All these things mostly come from the mother. The mother's the one that really shapes the culture. That's why you see the culture so wild and so crazy, because they started with a project, right? Where they separated the head, the men from the women. Our religion, our civil rights leaders, they signed that deal where we accepted welfare and all this other stuff, but the cost was separating the head from the body, right? 3/5 of a man, 3/5. So they made 3/5 of our women and children be separated from our men, right? So now you got the ribs running around without the head. But anyway, back to the women. The original concept of the rib is that you protect all the vital organs of the community, of the man, right? Of the nation. And you help hold the man, the community upright. See, and once the women lose their moral standards, once the women think that aborting babies and killing children and all this stuff is cool, that releases a spirit in the air that's gone bananas. Now you got the young men shooting at women, pregnant women, killing themselves, killing each other. It's gone absolutely nuts. And so I'm saying, and they was deceived. I'm sorry if I'm moving my hands so much, but this thing is real passionate to me. Okay, and they were deceived to believe that they're being empowered by that. So our civil rights leaders and them signed this agreement. They started feeding our women about education and all these other things, right? Successful woman and all that, and they belittle motherhood. They belittle breeding offspring and protecting our children. So they separated the woman from the man, made these projects. Then they also got them to start going to school, getting these jobs, which left the children totally vulnerable, right? Then they turned the children, the women start giving the children, turn the children over to the school. They bust them out, different places. So then they just totally separated children from any recognition of who they originally were, who they had started out to be. So now the children just trying to find their balance. They're just trying to be whatever they can be to make it in this craziness. You know, like I said, I wrote this book called "Is Sugar Good for Your Teeth?" Everyone needs to read that. And I want to say another thing to the people of color, the black people, the so-called the Hebrew Israelites. They so-called black because black is really just a condition that we're in of unconsciousness of not knowing who we are or where we come from. Okay, all throughout the Bible, we use the term black when we were separated from our God, when we separated from our land, we were separated from our people, when we was in separation. King Solomon said, "I am black, but I'm comely. My brother and sister was mad at me. They made me work in the sun." The book of Job said, "My skin is black upon me." The book of Lamentations said, "Man, our skin was black upon from the terrible famine." The famine of what? The famine of the true God, the famine of who you are. Okay? And so then our Father, Yah God, gave us two commandments in the beginning, which were commandments of power, right? The first commandment he showed us was the garden, right? The garden, plant a garden. This help keeps you free, keeps you connected to the land, to your mother earth, get you free from the system. As you saw in the COVID thing, things can shut down. Things can shut down when you don't have no access to no stores, none of that. You got to have your land. You got to be able to feed off the land and put your food up and all this other stuff. Okay. Now, the next thing he gave, and garden, not only garden, he told them to eat fruits and stuff bearing like seeds, right? Fruit, because you are a garden too. You are a earth too. Your air, your water, your fire. You see what I'm saying? Your earth. All right. And so these seeds, ideas grow inside of you too and produce fruit. Okay. So like when the Bible teaches that Adam and Eve, went against what the Father told them, the first thing he asked them is that who told you were naked? So that means they consumed Isaiah. Have you eaten from the tree I told you not to eat from? And so when Yeshua Jesus came, because you started Yeshua, and then now that he's used, then you go back through the Bible and it would unfold itself. Yeshua said a tree is known by its fruit. Was he talking about tree out there? No, he was talking about people, human beings, right? So the Father said, "Have you eaten from the tree?" I tell you, who told you? So the information that they got was bad information. And when he said seed bearing after his kind, is this what he meant? Fruits and vegetables in the beginning were created by the Father for our body, to heat for the health of our body. So it produces health, it produces life. But when you eat something from McDonald's, a Big Mac was not created for that same reason. So this initial seed, the intent is different. So it produces cancer and these other things because it came from a man-made source. It came from a different intention, all right, a different seed, all right. So the first thing he gave us was be fruitful, multiply. Fruitfulness, multiplying a lot of children equals subdue the earth, dominion. Okay. Now, right in our real time, we up here marching, we doing all this. But look at our amigo brothers and sisters, our Latino brothers and sisters, same ones that just did what they did to our people. I'm so sorry that they did this. Because we all one people, we all family. Okay. But they have shown us what real power is. They've come to America and just through reproduction, working together, staying within the family structure, grandma and grandpa and them staying in the same home, living in the same home, their grandchildren, all that, they have subdued America from the inside. People in Atlanta, people in North Carolina, people in South Carolina, people in Washington, D.C., all these places have seen it take place with their own eyes. People in New York, they're like, wow. Okay, they've seen it take place with their own eye in real time. So that equals power. That was the first thing power he gave us. But they have deceived us, and that was a thing that was a problem in Egypt. We were just multiplying so much in original Egypt because they say we in spiritual Egypt now. We spiritual Israel now, right? Spiritual Israel, spiritual Egypt, right? So in the original Egypt, oh, excuse me, I was eating some salad, y'all. In original Egypt, we were a problem because we were just multiplying so much. Even though they afflicted us with pain, because you afflict people with pain, especially black people of color, you know, you leaning on your woman, right? You're leaning on your lady. Yeah, man. Especially if you got more than one wife, you're leaning on your wife, man, you're producing them children. And so when the Pharaoh of that time, because if you ask me, Obama's nation, okay, Obama from Kenya, he's a real African American, okay, I believe with the Ham bloodline. He is a bloodline Pharaoh, if you ask me. And he was the Trojan horse they used to bring back in that Egyptian mandate of slaughtering the Hebrew Israelite children. But he just brung it in under abortionist time. Is that he told the handmaids of that time to do the same thing, slaughter the Hebrew Israelite children, because we must deal wisely with them because they're stronger than us. They're growing. These people is tough. Man, these people are something else. So it's like we got to deal wisely with them, pass certain initiatives, certain laws, certain regulations, get them to do certain things. So he went to the midwives, and they was like, man, when there's a boy slaughtered, but when it's a woman, a girl, keep her alive. Give her the things that's necessary for her to make it in this society. Give her welfare, give her double my no, give her all these things. But the men, slowly the boys castrate them, kill them, murder them, make them isolate them. Let them know that they have nothing to, they have not, no, you got no feelings. You know, so whatever being done to you, just accept it. It's all good. Empower the women, but slaughter the children, slaughter the male children. But the women of that time knew their God, this Bible says, so they didn't do it. So their people waxed great and strong until Pharaoh had to pass the law past them. He just passed it straight out. Just go slaughter them. Okay. But the women of this time, the Bible said that when we would be sold into slavery in ships all over the world, that we would worship other gods of wood and stone. See, our people don't know their God anymore. They don't understand that God is life. That having the children is power. The Bible said that women are saved through childbearing. Ask the women about older women about how their children come and take care of them, take care of their mother and stuff. Y'all are saved through childbearing, but they teaching you not to have children. You see, out of my mother's children, I'm the only one so far to reproduce offspring out of 5 children. Other people in our family, my grandmother by herself had 18 children, 18 by herself. But in my family, there's my generation of whole 5, 6 children, 3 children who have not reproduced at all, and they're already up in their 30s and 40s, and they have no offspring. So the Bible said that when certain people who have certain mindsets that go against the Father's mindset, it said you are like the grass. You're here for one generation and you're gone. The bloodlines are disappearing. And I'm telling you, as a Hebrew Israelite, a so-called black person, I'm telling our people we are losing this battle. And the longer we stay out of alignment with Yah, only the kingdom of Yah is here in Dimona, Israel. And it's in alignment with the Father. And it's growing in strength. And Daniel 2 and 44 said, it shall break into pieces and consume all other kingdoms. Why is that? Because number one, it's coming on truth, right? It's coming on truth. They eating right. They living into the corners of the law. They getting into the cycles. They got the order right. And women, I understand how y'all feel about all this, but listen, you can't put the egg before the sperm, ladies. You can't do that. The man gives the sperm, right? He puts the sperm into you. The sperm is a living entity, right? No matter if it lived 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 years, 30 years, that's a whole lifetime that it lives. It has purpose, right? It swims and finds this egg. It does that work. It has knowledge and thought in it. It has a purpose. And this comes from the Father, who is both male and female. And you are a mother who's male and female. Not saying that your part is not important, but you can't belittle the part of the man. And another thing, the reason why Paul say we go by faith, not by sight, because our beginning of our life, it wasn't according to your eyesight. It wasn't going, you raced a million other cells that came from your father, and it was not according to your sight. You know what I'm saying? The Father, God guided you, or however you, fate, or whatever you want to call it, guided you to find this egg and to be here. But it was millions of others that tried to make it also. All right? So we have to understand it. We got to put things back in order. It don't make sense to fight against your protector. And women, stop teaching our daughters, okay, that the father that loved them as a little girl, right? You know, my fault, I'm sorry. That the father that loved them as a little girl, when she get old, don't love her the same. He was her original protector. If you will allow him to be, especially a little girl touches a father's heart. Little girl touches a father's heart. And these mothers, y'all older mothers, stop teaching y'all sons to not give the girls the things that y'all desired most in y'all life. Why are y'all teaching y'all son these bees and this? Oh, I don't trust that him. Why y'all teaching them that? Why y'all making them that way? And so they can't give the thing that y'all desired your whole life? And then why y'all teaching y'all daughters, oh, why y'all teaching them these things is madness? And men, y'all stop teaching y'all sons to dog the women out. And, oh, yeah, be. Said, no, we got to teach them to do good. We got to teach them to love each other. We got to strengthen our community again. We're being eaten up by deception. Okay? So anyway, I'm not going to wrap y'all up all day, man. I just wanted to really touch on a couple of points. Let me make sure I covered enough things. But okay, like I said, once again, ladies, y'all are the ribs of the community. Okay, you need y'all got to function back together again, work as a collective to protect the vital organs and things in our community and start to stand the man called Israel, the black community, upright again. Stop letting Uncle Sam feed you all his ideas. You see, he dressed like a stone cold pimp. You know what I'm saying? And the dude don't love you like that, right? Watch that video, man, about Edward Bernays so you can see how the big corporations and things are playing you. All right. I'm gonna try to get this book, Is Sugar Good for Your Teeth, up and running. If you have an email address, I believe that you can leave comments on this video. If you leave your email address, I will email the book to you for free because everyone needs this book. They really need to read it. You really need to see what's going on and really be able to pinpoint your enemy. We are not each other's enemy. Deception is our enemy. And those that use deception is our enemy. And Revelation chapter 12 teaches that once deception is thrown out of the mind, out of heaven, out of the mind, out of the higher places of people, out of the heart of people, out of their mind, then strength, the kingdom of God, the kingdom of life, the kingdom of truth comes to the people, man. But the people had to not love this life they've been given unto death. You had to let that life go. And through the blood of the Lamb, through the truth of the Lamb, through the truth of the kingdom of Yah, through the truth of the Lamb, through the truth of the house of Israel, them Hebrew Israelites you see out in the streets and stuff like that, through the truth of the Lamb, who seemed like they were slaughtered, okay? Because it seemed like we were killed. They said in Psalms 83 and 4, let us cut them off from being a nation. And even if you don't want to join, be a Hebrew Israelite or whatever, Christian church, y'all just get things in order in them churches. And even if you got to become a Nation of Islam person, because they growing in power too. Because there was 3 signs in heaven. It was the 12, it was the woman, the 3 signs. It was the 12 stars around her head. She was clothed in the sun, and the moon was under her feet. For me, that represents the Hebrew Israelites and stuff in the law, Israel. That represent the Christians and Jesus and Yeshua and in the Gospels. And the moon under their feet represent the Muslims, okay? And they're solid because the Bible says, I mean, not the Bible says, the Quran says this day your religion has been perfected. So that's a solid foundation they're standing on too. But they are considered servants, while we are considered the sons of the Most High. Okay, it's a little different there, but we'll go into all that another time. But anyway, and the Christians, and I want everybody to understand this also. When Yeshua Jesus came the first time, I said the first time because we're going to go into all of that, you know what I'm saying, about the sixth dispensation and Revelation chapter 3. Okay, I think it's verse 12, 3 and 12, where he said, I come in a new name. All right, but whenever he came and walked this earth the first time, because we're in the sixth dispensation, and a hard time is coming, we're going to go through that 6 church and 6 trumpets and all those things, because and the Euphrates River is drying up, and we're in that time. Okay, but anyway, when he came the first time, all right. Oh man, I just lost my train of thought. Anyway, I'll stop it there. But I did wanted to touch on when Yeshua came the first time. But hopefully I'll remember what I was going to say, and we'll go through that another time. Maybe it's not time for y'all yet to get all of that. And maybe I've said enough already. So anyway, people, family, I love y'all. I want y'all to love yourself and love each other, okay? And love the Most High, love life, love truth, all right? And oh yeah, and somebody said about me got my thing hanging in the back. One of my viewers was talking about this thing hanging in the back. Well, this thing hanging in the back there, that's for my sheen. It's a weight for my neck, for my head. You know, you do your lips like this, okay? And like I said, I shortened Hush helping us heal from Hush helping us Hebrews hear, hope, home, and then heal, to just Hush helping us heal, because I wanted to cover things concerning, health, broader scopes than just only that subject. So like I said, sometime I'll be in here on the treadmill. We'll do a little workout session, stuff like that, get the blood and juices pumping, and then we'll get into things, okay? So anyway, like I said, once again, this is your man, Judah Yah Israel, aka King Solomon. All right. Somebody told me to stop doing all the clapping the hands also, but that's my personality, right? Um, and I love y'all very, very much. And we're gonna take this journey together out the pits of hell. And I'm very, very sorry for what happened to them young men. I'm very grateful that y'all, that the women made it home, and also the Father gave me. He led me to the mountain of life in Israel, and he gave me his Har Kaimi, yeah, the mountain of life. And he gave me Jeremiah chapter 30 and Jeremiah chapter 31. And in the chapter 31, he said he's going to lead the women with children, the blind, the lame, going to lead them out of here, going to lead them back home to Israel, going to lead them to a place of safety where they can rest, where they can have peace. They don't have to be afraid anymore. So, ladies, he just bless you to come home, love your children, teach your children. The book of Ezra, the second book of Ezra, that they took out the Bible. You know, he said that he sent Jeremiah into this world and Isaiah into this world during this time. He tell the children, we're going to go over that chapter too. And he tell the women to get with them children. And he also, it's another thing where he say, turn the children's hearts back to their father. Understand that your children come from their father first alone, that your mothers don't tell the sperm anything or doing that it knowledge and stuff come from his father. So if you destroy or break down their father, you're destroying them. Okay? Because if I take a piece of my hair and set it over there on that counter, it's still is it not my hair? Right? So if I take a living sperm, a living cell out of myself and put it inside of a woman, is it still not me? Right? So if you tell this child your father no good, no, you can't do that. One thing I must give my mother credit for, when me and my sister Jennifer were young, no matter what her and my father was going through, she would always say, no matter what is your father, you listen to what he say. No matter what you see us going through. You know what I mean? She's a very holy and honorable, good woman. Good woman. Okay. And those things she taught us was very, 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 very much needed. And we have to teach the children for each generation to do better. Everything starts with the teaching, with the idea. So, like I said, I think you can leave comments. If you put your email in the comment, I will send you a free copy of the Sugar Good for Your Teeth to your email. You can read this book, and I guarantee you it will help calibrate your eyes and your heart and your mind to see what we're really dealing with and what really needs to be done. I thank y'all so much. Kumbaya. Hallelujah.